How's it going, everyone? David from dodmedia. One of the very first tutorials I made on this channel was 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, and it was how to use shapes as track mats in After Effects. And it worked really well. It was amazing what you could do with them, but it was always a little bit of a pain in the ass when you were working with a lot of layers. And After Effects, well, they've changed that. You see, typically what you'd have to do is use one track layer. Let me enable that. It's literally just a white shape that moves. You would have to create that one shape and then use that as a track mat above each individual layer that you wanted to have matted, which means, or masked I should say, which means that you would have to have duplicates of that layer if you wanted to use that same mask over multiple layers. I would have to have that mat duplicated 6 times to have it masking those 6 photos. However, now there's just the one mat affecting all those 6 layers, and there's no limit how many layers it can affect. And what they've done essentially is gotten rid of the layer stacking hierarchy to create track mats, and instead gone with this parenting approach, like they've used for a long time with parenting and linking layers together. So you can see these are all parented to this null 2, which is just scaling up slightly, so the photos scale up slightly, all at the same rate, at the rate of null 2. And right next to it here, if you don't see your track mat and modes, it's this second one here called the transfer controls panel. You just click that to enable it. And here you will see track mat. And now you have a lasso next to the track mats so that you can change that track mat to whatever you want, or you can just select all of these files and pick whip the thing that you want. I'm blown away by how much faster this makes my workflow in After Effects when I'm making animations. Because all I had to do was animate the one track mat and then parent all of these assets to it in the Trackmatte panel. Well, Trackmatte panel. The Trackmatte controls panel. That's the one. Now, if we enable the visibility on this layer, you'll see it's a white box. And typically before you would have the option of having an alpha, alpha inverted, luma, or luma inverted as the transfer options for that track mat. And those are still all there, it's just that it's not in a drop-down menu. Here you see you've got the alpha, which is the alpha mat. If you click it again, it changes it to a luma mat. So you can alternate between alpha and luma. And then this empty box next to it is for inverting that mat. So if we wanted an alpha, but we wanted to invert it, you would click that. If you wanted a luma, but you wanted to invert it, you would click that. That's really straightforward. So really all of the functions of the track mat are identical, except that they've just made the option of parenting it to one layer instead of having to have the same number of track mats as assets you were planning to mat out or mask out. That is awesome. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial in After Effects. If you are interested in joining the channel, please hit that subscribe button and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.